Hey guys, alright, so we are nearing completion on this thing. I'll take you on a little tour and show you what's left to do. So obviously the roof is done, and what I've done here, I've got the posts up for the porch and the railing. This is all just balsa. And then the sides are going to have the same thing, but what I realized after I did the front is that I better not do that yet, because putting down this woodwork is going to get really difficult with those rails in my way, so I'm going to leave those to last. Also, I was looking at this, looking at the whole piece as a whole, and realized that you know, we got this nice green roof, but we need some red in here to set it off. So what I did in the corners is I just put some this is balsa that I cut out and painted red, and just put them in there as corner pieces. I was thinking about doing something different, putting some of this stuff in there, but A, it's going to be really hard to get something to look decent like that in here, and B, I think the red really kind of finishes this piece off. So so that's what we're going with. What I have left to do, I mean, the roof is going to get glued down, but right now I've got it off so that so I can get to this stuff easily. So I've got to finish this up, finish it up on the other side, do the back, put the railings across, so there's going to be 4 entrance points, one on each side. So each side is going to look just like this, with the entrance here. And then I glue the roof down and she's ready to ship. So I will, you know, give you some views when it's all complete. We'll take a look, but we should be pretty close. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how I'm doing these sections, because there's a couple things, if you're going to do something like this, you want to pay attention to. One, these, I've cut all these out and just laid them out. They still have to be painted, so they're just laid on here. So I'm going to pick them up and paint them. I go ahead and cut a bunch out and then take them off and paint them, and then glue them back down, so that I don't have, it just goes faster. More like an assembly line. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get into the ones that you have to be real precise with here in the front. So do this section, go ahead and glue it all down, let it dry, then come back and do the ones where you've got to cut around the posts and stuff, because you got to trim these up, and it's much easier if what you're butting it up against is stationary and not moving all over the place on you. So I've got this done, got that section done, got this done. So I'm going to paint and glue this stuff down. Then all I've got left to do is cut this out, paint and glue it, and then do the railings. Also, when you go to take these out, make sure that you're laying them down the same way you put them in, so that you don't forget where things went. Just lay them out like this, paint them up, make sure after you paint each piece you put it back where you got it from. Okay, and then that way you can put them back on the piece and everything lines up right. You don't have to try to put the jigsaw puzzle back together again. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back and take a look. Well, there we go. It's all finished. Got the railing around all the sides and got the roof glued down. See, it's all pieced together. And all in all, not too bad. If I hadn't been down for 2 weeks with all those infections, I'd have been done probably 2 weeks ago. But I did keep a time log on this because I was interested in finding out how long this was going to take. I just wrote down my start time and my end time every time I sat down to work on it. And for those who are interested, this project took about 27.5 hours. So I can tell you probably about 30% of that time was spent on the roof. This stuff is pretty tedious to do. Probably 30% of that time was spent on the porch here, because this stuff is really tedious to do. And the rest of it was on the main structure. So just so you guys know, if you get into doing stuff like this, just be prepared to spend a lot of time on it, because it's very tedious cutting each one of those pieces and painting each one of those pieces and laying in each one of those pieces, especially if you've got to cut around stuff like this. That was pretty tricky. So now I've got to move on to the most difficult part of the project, and that's figuring out how in the world I'm going to get this to Australia in one piece. So I'll work on that. Thanks for sticking around and watching me do this. If there is anything you'd like me to explain in more detail, I know I went through this kind of quick, post a comment or shoot me a PM. I'll be happy to try to explain, or maybe even post a video on any of the techniques you've seen here that you think needs some more explanation. So thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time.